Hey everyone, I'm gonna wait till people start coming in. Welcome to Tuesdays with Tyear. Hopefully you're gonna have a really good time. I want to start off by saying thank you for everybody who joined me last week. We had a fantastic time goofing off with the mister, and we didn't get a chance to get into all the things that I wanted to talk about, but tonight we definitely are. I talked about last week about finding that right person, and we started off with how you deal with you, right? But this week we're going to give you some real answers, some answers that are going to be helpful, because people have asked me all the time, Bishop, what do? I need to find the right person. And you know what? I might tell you something that you've never heard. I may tell you something that you have heard. I don't know, but I hope that it's beneficial. So I want you to get you a pen, paper, eyeliner, whatever you need to do, and I want you to stick and stay tuned to the things that I know I want to share with you. All right, so let's get started. And if you don't mind, hey, give me some love, show me some hearts if it's something you agree with, and if it's something that you don't understand, you've got a question, just type it below. And the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is please share this with somebody. Everybody wants to find love. You want to find the love of a lifetime, and I want to help you do it tonight. All right, and so let's get started. You ready? I know I sure am. All right, thank you for that, Mars. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And so tonight we're going to talk about finding Mr. Right or Miss Right and how to keep them. And that's essential. And we're going to save the how to keep them to the very end. So make sure you're ready to write everything down. All right. Now let's talk about the first thing. You know, one of the things of the challenges that I have found with a lot of my friends, I'm in the 40 and over club, and they have a challenge with finding the right person. Either, you know, finding some people who are emotionally available, emotionally open, people who just may not understand how to date, or themselves don't know how to date. I know, and I'm gonna share this with you all. This is so silly. One of my nightmares that I have when I have a nightmare is that I find myself single and don't know how to date. Oh my God, it stresses me out in my dreams. So I ask God, don't let me have none of that. That's a real nightmare for me. But I realize that some of my single friends are dealing with that every single day, especially if you've been married for a while and you find yourself suddenly single, or if you've been in a relationship and you find yourself suddenly single. Now, here's the other thing, disclaimer I'm going to give you. Now, most of you all know that I am a pastor. Most of you all know I am a bishop in the Lord's church. But when I'm on here with Talking with Tyear, I have all kinds of viewership. So I have people who are not Christians, who are Christians. I'm never going to compromise what I say, but I'm going to make it broad enough so that those of you who do not follow the word of God can still get the principles. Okay? And so number one, how do I find Mr. or Miss Right? I've got to make sure, like we said last week, that I'm ready for love. Are you ready for love? I mean, you might say that you're ready for love, but the bigger thing, you know, is, am I ready for love I don't want to say if. I'll know that I'm ready for love if when I see the person I used to be in love with, it no longer bothers me. That's one of those great indicators. If, you know, you see that person and you want to give them the side eye, or, you know, something in your gut still hurts, so you want to beat them up, you're not ready. But if you happen to be one of those people who are ready for love, the question starts to become, are you ready to give love as well as receive love? If you're like me, I'm a giver. I love to love. I love romance. I love all of that gushy stuff. But here's the thing. I may not always be willing or ready to receive. There's a pastor that talked to me years ago, and he said, Tyear, you know, you like giving things, but you don't know how to receive. And so I say the same thing to you. Have you asked yourself, do I really know how to receive? Are you one of those people, especially ladies, you know, if you've been taking care of yourself for a while, I don't need a man. I can take care of myself. They ain't gonna do nothing. And you get all of this, that mouth thing, you know, that thing that we do. And so we realize that sometimes, although we say we want that romance, we want to have somebody to hold hands with, or to cuddle with, or just spar things off of our to have conversations with, or just to support us and to love us and to compliment us and let us know that we're in this. I'm not in this by myself, but we don't know how to receive that. We know how to give it. Or on the other side of the foot is, you got people who want to date or find Mr. or Mrs. Right, and they know how to receive, but they don't know how to give. You got to learn how to put yourself in a situation, if you're going to be in a relationship, where you're ready to die. Yeah, that means that sometimes you got to get vulnerable, ladies. That means sometimes, gentlemen, you got to get a little bit vulnerable, and you got to let folks know that once you take them through the vetting process, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. But once you take them through the vetting process, you want to know that, hey, are they safe for me to give my heart to? And I know a lot of times people play so many games, especially with people's hearts, that you're afraid to give your heart away. I always tell anyone, if you don't know, ask God. God, is this person a waste of my time? Are they playing with me? Because there's a lot of people who like to play and manipulate. And we're going to talk about the types of daters coming up in just a minute too. So you'll know exactly where that person falls, because sometimes God may not speak to you audibly, but he'll show you signs. And it's really important that you pay attention to the signs. And ladies, let me tell you this, and I'm going to say it to the men, but I find it more with the ladies that I run across. And that is this, is that sometimes we have a tendency of, I'm trying to adjust this music, I'm sorry. We have a tendency of getting ourselves in situations and we can't handle them because we're not only emotionally ready, but we're not ready to trust that inner knower. We become desperate and we do things we know ordinarily in a non-desperate situation we would never even entertain. Like, I'll give you an example. You know that you've worked really hard. You've paying your bills. You got a nice home or apartment, and you're really trying to make it. And all of a sudden, you fall in love with somebody who's got them big old muscles, or she's got all those curves in all the right places, and you find out that they are a boogaboo. Y'all know the boogaboos I'm talking about. The kind that don't want to do nothing, always want to take, don't want to give, those kind of people. And you realize, well, I'd rather be with them than to not be with anybody. Hey, Pat. Hey there. Hey, Q. And you don't want to be by yourself, so you just settle. There's no more settling. I said at the beginning of the year, this is the year of you. You can have everything you want and who you want as long as they're available and they're willing to be had by you. But you got to have the right mentality. So we don't have a settling mentality. So like we even talked about last week, we're not going to be sitting up taking care of no man. No. We're not going to wait for somebody to come and invite us out to do something nice for ourselves. We're going to do stuff that's nice for ourselves, gentlemen and men. And so here's the first thing I'll say. So make sure you're ready for love, okay? Make sure you're ready to give and to receive. And here's the other thing with that. You want to make sure that you're ready to move forward, because a lot of times when you come from a long-term relationship, whether it's just a long-term or whether it is a marital situation, you're going through divorce, you've got to be willing to release the power of yesterday's relationship and always comparing the new people that you meet with the old person you just left. If he or she was that wonderful, you would have stayed with them. And they weren't. And so therefore you need to get a mindset of, even if I'm going through divorce or legal separation, yes, legal separation, then that means if I'm ready to date, I need to make sure that I am not stuck in the last relationship that I was. Hello, Bishop, how are you? And so here's the other thing. I want to make sure that you recognize the importance of being in a grown relationship. I cannot tell you how many people I counsel and they act like they're dating when they were 16. I'm not talking about that giddiness and that kind of stuff never goes away. But I'm talking about the maturity aspect where there's tit for tat and I got to be right and I got to be heard and all the little silly things, even to the degree, do you like me? Check 1, check 2. That's that desperate thing. You don't have to do that. And can I say something to you, gentlemen? Because I am so pro guy. Can I tell you, when a woman meets a man, because I counsel so many women. One of the major concerns and things that they have bones of contention is when I meet a man, they set themselves up by saying the wrong things to me. Like, I know you fine. I know you're not single. Well, why are you over here talking to me? You got to have your game. So you got to have a mature game. And if you've been out of the game for 15, 20 years, you probably trying to run them same lines you was running before. That don't work. I had a friend of mine, he was just talking to me and he was saying, how he's willing and he can't wait to spoil someone. Really wonderful gentleman. And he said, I give that, diamond bracelets, and diamond bracelets are nice and I don't knock diamonds. But I said, honey, that was 15, 20 years ago. We like to know that, you want to do something and pay my car note off. Pay the car note off, help me with my mortgage, help me pay some of my bills down, or let's go on a nice exotic vacation. Diamond bracelets are nice when you marry, but when you dating, you You got to get a little bit more creative. So make sure that you have relevant view on how to date. Okay, so that was just number one. Oh, that was a long one. Okay. Number two, be sure that you have real relationship goals, and you know exactly what those are. Because a lot of people, they have relationship goals, honey, and they have no clue as to what they really, really want. I've said this for a very, very long time, and that is this. In your 20s, you think you know what you want. In your 30s, you know what you need. But in your 40s, you know what you require. Now, I don't know exactly where you are on that particular scale, but what I do know is that you have to be creative, and you have to be sure of your relationship goals. So, if you said, I don't want to get married. I remember when I first got married 150 years ago, my husband, he said, I don't ever want to get married again. I don't know, because he had been married before. I don't ever want to get married again. Well, you meet a girl like me, of course you want to get married again. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, but anyway, well, thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. But the right woman and the right man will make you change your mind. So if you go in and saying, I just want to hang out, no, dating is, let me finish the statement. I just want to hang out. I just want to do this and I just want to do that. No. And that is a good point, Rodney. And I'm not just making it all about money, but it is important that we have those things in place. Amen. Because I know you, Rodney, you don't want to get with some girl who ain't got nothing, ain't about nothing. Rodney says dating is not spending money. It's spending quality time, being clear on who you are talking to. It is. But here's the thing. I'm not going to waste my time if I'm a person that's looking to date somebody and I'm spending my time getting to know them, and I know already they don't meet the financial requirements that I have as a woman of a certain particular age and a certain stature. And I'm not talking about my church position. I'm talking about my accomplishments. And so all of those are very, very important. I'm glad you brought that up, Rodney. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much. And so make sure that you know your relationship goals so you're not wasting your time, man. A lot of women, they are gold diggers. And I'm not talking about G-O-A-L. I'm talking about G-O-L-D. They're gold diggers. And there's a lot of men who do the same thing. But I know there's none of you, but I'm here to help you understand. There's a lot of people out here, again, playing games, many of which you may have already met. And some of you who have not yet quite put your foot back into the dating pool, you don't quite know if you're ready. You still have to know how not to waste your time when you're finding the right person. So make sure that you know what your goals is. Do I want to fall in love? Do I just want to learn how to date again? Do I want to have a long-term relationship? Do I just want to have somebody that I can go to an occasional event with? Do I want to have, I hate to say it, friends with benefits? We're going to have an adult conversation here, right? So we're going to be honest about where we are. Do I want to have somebody that I can perhaps bring home to my mother or introduce to my children? Or is this somebody I just want to have when I'm in the city? Hey, listen, there's all kinds. And so you just got to know what your goals are and be clear. And make sure, so that you're not wasting your time, that you take the time to know that the person that you're talking to, that you're genuinely interested in, has the same goal as you. Because there's no need to have somebody who wants to casually date and you trying to get married by tomorrow. All right. So the third thing is open yourself up to different ways to meeting people. I know so many Christian women, and they're like, you know what? I'm just going to stay where I'm at, and the Lord's going to send him to the church house. No, he not. No, he can. Yes, he can. But the likelihood of that happening is not really, really likely. I mean, if we think about it, the pastor usually is already taken. Many of the men that are in church are already married. They're underaged, or they're gay. Now, there are some straight men in the middle of there. But can you imagine how many women are vying for those people? And then you have the situation where people literally take, when a man finds a wife, he finds the good things. They think that's about the approach, not about the marriage part. And so you don't even want to get out and get out there and go and meet people. And that's the other thing. When you meet people, please don't interrogate them. Just chillax, relax, enjoy the moment, because dating really is about finding somebody that you can get to know. It may not work for you, but it may work for your girlfriend. One of the things I keep telling people, chances are we're seven people from finding the right person. 7 degrees of separation. Y'all have heard of that before. And so you want to make sure that even if it's not that person that, you don't like that person, perhaps you're sitting down having a cocktail with, or maybe you're sitting down having dinner with, or maybe you're at a concert, or maybe you're at an event. Maybe it may not be for you, but he may be for someone else. Remember, we talked about last week, there is no perfect person, but there may be a person, and I believe it, there's a perfect person for you. And your version of perfection or perfectness may not be someone else's. And so keep that in mind, and always be kind, be sweet, because they may say, no, you're not for me, but you might be for my frat brother. No, you're not for me, but you might be for my business colleague. No, they're not. You're not for me, but you know what? You might be perfect for this sister or this guy I know. You never know. So always be nice and always lead with kindness. All right. And so you want to open yourself up to different ways of meeting people. One of the first things I know, and I, oh my God, I did it 150 years ago, and it was a whole lot different before they had eHarmony, but dating online. Find some really reputable websites, and maybe I'll write a few down right after this is over. Find some reputable websites where you can meet people, but don't just put yourself in that category. I'm only going to date online, because that is a safety net. And a lot of people that you can get catfish, but if you don't get catfish, and I pray you don't, that you can, put yourself out there and meet some people who otherwise you would not have met had it not been for the World Wide Web. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's the first place. So be open to online dating. Number 2, friend-to-friend introductions. I have found that some of the best introductions have been when I have introduced people to other people that I knew, and they actually hooked up, and some of them even got married, because I'm really good at this thing. I know when things will work and when it won't work, because I'm just that kind of girl. I'm going to tell you that is not going to work, because I see the red flags of sometimes falling in flesh or falling in love or like or lust or whatever it is won't allow you to see. Women desire security. Men desire respect. Fair exchange is no robbery. You are so right, Pat. It is not robbery at all. And so there are certain things that we do expect, and there's certain things that men expect. And so we have to be able to find the person who's willing to give those things unselfishly. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Are you getting older or younger? Thank you, sweetheart. I am trying to keep what I got as long as the Lord will keep me. I like to believe I look younger than I did 10 years ago. So thank you for the compliment. So we talked about being open to online dating. We also talked about, I'll turn some music on. When I get into music, it makes me feel really, really good. We also talked about friend-to-friend introductions. I'm sure that you all have some people in your lives that they always seem to find the most interesting people. You need to get with them and say, hey, hook me up. Hey, let's go to a concert. Listen, I got single friends, honey. I am their wing girl. They might be too shy or something like that. I'm really, really outgoing. I never meet a stranger. I'm not afraid of anybody. I go and introduce myself because I'm not looking for nobody, so I don't mind being a wing person. So find you a good wing person that's not going to interfere. But I will say this, and I do agree with Steve Harvey. Ladies, don't do the pack mentality. If you go around or you've got a whole bunch of your girlfriends together and you find and there's a guy that you might be interested in, don't confuse them by having all of your girls got something popping off at the mouth, or all of them trying to act desperate around them, because it's going to send them a wrong message. So if you see somebody you like from across the room, just get their attention and say, and excuse yourself from your girls and go and introduce yourself. It's nothing wrong with saying hello. Even the Bible says if you want a friend, you got to show yourself friendly. So go and say hello. Thank y'all. I'm glad y'all agree with that. I'm glad you all agree with that. And so the next thing is social events. I'm telling you, a lot of us, we're getting older and we like, oh, I'm tired. I work all day. I don't want to go to no social events. Honey, get off your rusty dusty and get your behind out there. He or she is looking for you, but she can't find you if you're sitting up in your scrubs, from work, or if you're sitting up, with your feet put up in some old wife beater and some shorts. No, honey, you gotta get out. You gotta get out, get out, get out. So go to sporting events. You want to know if men like sporting events? Yes, they do. Not all of them, but many of them do. So go to sporting events. I know here in Atlanta, we have a place called Top Golf, and we have go-kart racing. Because you want to get somebody who wants to be out and have fun. If you're one of those at-home kind of people, then you might want to go to a library, or you might want to go to a jazz concert. And I tell you, I go to the jazz concerts all the time with my girlfriends, and there's plenty of single women there. There's plenty of single men there. If you live in a city like Atlanta or Houston or Let's see, Detroit. No, yeah, Detroit. Especially DC, Maryland, Virginia area. There's a lot of beautiful women that are single and they're looking for the right guy. And many of them have been played over and messed over. But you know what? They still got their heart open to find you, gentlemen. So make sure that you go and you approach them. Approach them with confidence. Don't approach them with no crazy line. Don't get rid of the lines, baby. You know, you so fine. I drink your bath water. Dumb stuff like that. Don't do that. Wrote a play about an online dating the veil. Who's really behind it? All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for sharing it. True, get out and live. You attract what you are. That's right. And that's the other thing, Pat. Thank you so much. That leads me to my next point. When you're out there, make sure you got the right attitude, because you will attract people who don't have the right attitude. You know, you've seen those people, especially, you know, when you don't want to talk to them. Hey, baby, can I buy you a drink? I'm sorry, sweetheart. I already have one, but thank you. And always respond, well, I ain't like you, no way. You ain't nothing but a bit of bit. Well, they came out with the wrong attitude. But you don't have to replay it and you do it. No, even if you're getting tired, and I know this has become a little weary, I get it. But go out and introduce yourself. Get involved in social activities. Get involved in meetups. Get involved in things that you like. If you like jazz, go do the jazz thing. If you like, political things, then go and find if you can be a part of the city club or sometimes the Toastmasters if you like to talk like I like to talk. You know, get in different groups. Things that if you love children or you like mentoring associations, get involved in the mentoring associations. If you're part of a fraternity or a sorority and you haven't been active, pay your dues and go get active. Get in the rotation. It doesn't make you, a floozy. It don't make you a hoe. It don't make you none of those things. You're getting out there. Get out there. Get out there. Go to the Philharmonic, go learn how to play basketball, go do something, go walk the dog. Even if you got to borrow the neighbor's dog, just do something, even if you're into politics, especially this year, you'd be surprised people are online have conversations. Can I tell you something else? I find the most interesting people for other people by watching people's posts on Facebook. If it's something that's like philosophical or something, I watch who responds and how they respond, and I'll go and I'll inbox a friend of mine. Hey, I was just watching this guy's response. You might want to check him out. Same thing with girls, so get active, get out there, do what you're supposed to do. All right. And the last thing I want to say about this one, when I talk about open yourselves up, how to open yourself up different ways to meeting people, you want to not neglect the chance meeting. That means that when you go out, and I teach girls this, I teach women this all the time. Ladies, I'm talking to you. Do not go outside without your hair done. I don't care if you are going to the mailbox, if you're going to the Walgreens, make sure you put on a good lip gloss and comb your hair. You might not be into all the stuff that I'm into. That's fine. To each his own. But look like you want to be found. And when you're found, that you want to be in an enjoyable sight. One thing about Adam, he said, bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. In my head, he said, woo, God, she fine. That's what he said first. But they didn't write that in the Bible. But that's what I like to believe happened. He recognized her. And you know what? You don't want to be unrecognizable to the person that you're looking for or looking to find. Men, I tell you the same thing. Please make sure, because we're funny about this, make sure that your fingernails are clean. Even if you got to go and buy a toothbrush, or you got a retired toothbrush, get that soap and water and get up under them nails. I know if you work with your hands, I get it. But we want to know that your fingernails are clean. No, you don't have to go get your fingernails polished, because some people, you got a problem with that. But I want to have some real conversation with you. Clean them hands. Put some lotion on them hands. Go get you a pedicure. It ain't suspect when you take care of yourself. And here's the other thing, gentlemen. Please, if you were wearing the same cologne from 2 years ago, it has an expiration date on it. You may not know about it, but go get another bottle. Ask your friends at work, ask your co-workers, ask your, former girlfriends or whatever. Know what works. There's a great, I can't think of a name. Guys, I don't know if you all are on here, but there is a great fragrance by Creed. I know it's on the higher end of fragrances, but there's a great fragrance, even Polo Red. There's so many great fragrances out there. Men, make sure and do not, after a long day, not freshen up and put on cologne. Don't put on more cologne. No. Don't do that. And clean out your car. If you're going to come take us out on a date, please clean out your car. Please make sure it looks nice. Make sure it looks presentable. Make sure it smells, because we're into sight. You all think that you're visual. We are too. We want to make sure that you look good and you smell good and that your tone is right. You know, that's why Barry White made all that good music. He knew what to talk about and he knew how to sound. It wasn't because he was fine. It was because he had that tone that made the women say, yes. Let me stop playing with y'all. Oh God, this is so funny. All right, so and again, I talked about this before, but make sure that when you're out and you're looking through these different things, you know, your online dating, your friend-to-friend introductions, your social events, your networking events, your sorority and fraternity events, your sporting events, your political events, your meetups, your mentoring associations, things that your philanthropic things like that. Make sure, even your country clubs and things like that, make sure that you are available and you come with your A game. Make sure your attitude is on point. Hey, how are you doing? Give me a stern handshake. Even, you know, if I was out dating, I want to know that a man, I don't want your man doing like this. I'm not kissing your hand. I want you to have a stern handshake. And I don't want you to yank me either. And women, it's okay to be soft. Don't give in the brother's pound. I've seen grown men give other men, psh. No, that's not your brother. That's not your cousin. Put your hand out. If he knows to kiss your hand, he might. And if he doesn't, he'll grab it just like this and he'll say, it's a pleasure to meet you. Be on your best behavior. Don't be out there smoking and cussing and turning up and twerking and trying to show your girls you still got it. And you never know, he might be watching. I'm just saying. These are the kind of things that I talk about. And ladies, have your nails done too. Make sure them teeth is good. Make sure that breath is good. Make sure all of those things, because again, you said, I don't know, I can't find the right person, but maybe you have found the right person, but you turned him off. You turned her off. And so make sure that you put your best face, like that's right, your best face forward, your best foot forward. All right. And so here's the fourth thing. Whew, we talked about a lot so far already. So, and I'm gonna reboot you. I'll go through all of them real quick. I'm not gonna get into them again at the end, but I'll just make sure you got all the notes. All right. And thank y'all for sharing this. So push the share button and share this with somebody. So other single people, you know, or people who are, you know, recently divorced, trying to get back into the dating game. So they'll have some little wisdom, a little birdie in their ear to kind of help them along the way. All right. And so the fourth thing is stop putting date off. Stop putting dating off. I cannot tell you how many people put it off. Well, you know, maybe this weekend. Oh, it's raining. You go to work and it's raining. Oh, you know, I just don't feel it. Honey, take you a Midol. Yes, you do. Oh, you know, I'm just tired from work. Get you a shower. Put on you some, you know, if you're older like me, some Al Green, somebody. If you're young and you like Tank, put him on. If you like it somewhere in the middle, put on some I Wanna Rock With You. Listen, whatever gets you up and getting you ready, baby, put it on. Get that excited. And even if your girlfriends and your guy friends don't feel like going out, go out yourself. Okay? To those of you who said, I don't go to sporting events because we don't have sports in my town, that's all right. They got places where you can go and eat and watch sports on the big screen, watch the boxing, all of that testosterone in the room. Girl, y'all don't know what y'all missing. I tell you, I need to be your wing girl. I help you find somebody. All right? And there's a lot of single people on here. So let me say this. Listen, you guys, be paying attention to people who are making comments, because that might be your Mr. Right, your Miss Right. You never know. I know these people on here, and most of these people that I know, they are absolutely amazing, and they are ready for love. So you never know. So push the button. You might want to follow them and check them out and see how they're talking. And that's another way I want to tell you all. When you are trying to scope somebody out, you might see somebody on Instagram or social media or LinkedIn or something like that. Watch what they're saying. Watch what they're liking. So when you get an opportunity to meet them or you inbox them and they say that they're open to perhaps meeting you, listen, you already have something to talk about, because there's nothing worse than getting into a person's face or getting in contact with them and you don't know what to say. And when you all inbox, please say something other than how you doing. I hope you're having a better day, a good day. Say something different. Don't say nothing lame. All right. So again, keep a positive attitude and prepare yourself for the right person. Do not sit up and tell yourself, I'm going to make a deal with my friends. I'm going to go out in 2 weeks when I'm thinking I got some money. There's a lot of things that you can do that are for free. There's a lot of parks to go to. You can walk in the mall. You know, when I met my husband, I met him in the mall on my only day off. I was cute too. I had on some hot pants and a shirt. That's another story for another day. But I'm just telling you, you can meet people all over the place, but don't put it off. And many times, and I'm going to be honest, many times people put things off because they're afraid. They're afraid that they're going to be rejected, especially men. And men, here, listen, I'm here for you. I know a lot of times us women, we can be a little brutal. And we cannot be as soft and as sweet as you like. Even if you like an alpha woman like me, which I am, when I'm with my man, I want to be a beta woman. And sometimes we don't know how to cut that off. So if you're the right guy, you know how to tell him, hey, baby, no, don't call us baby. Don't do that. But hey, sweetheart, don't be so hard. Let me in a little bit. And sometimes you don't know how to pull us, back just a little bit, because when we've been dealing and having to be a lioness, the protector and the provider for ourselves and our loved ones or our children, sometimes we don't know how to step back from being alpha all the time. So make sure that you know how to just soften us up a little bit. And we don't mind allowing you to be the man as long as you act like the man and that you are in control. Not control of us, but in control of the situation. And I want to say this. I know for me, if I were dating now, one of the fears that I would have is that I would find a man that I could feel secure with. Because as an alpha woman, I want to have somebody that can handle all of who I am. That can handle my mouth. That can handle my assertiveness. That can handle my drivenness. That can handle all that, but still knows how to say, hey, you know what? Just let me open the door for you. Let me pay for dinner. You don't have to worry about thinking about where we're going to go over the weekend. You don't have to do any of those things. And I'm always in my head the person that would end up doing that if that was my situation. And that's the situation for so many women. So men, if you are ready, when men are ready to date, make sure you got some plans. Make sure you've spruced up your creativity. Do things that are romantic, that are kind. Even those little small goofy things we like. We just enjoy those things. One of the things that I enjoyed when I was, long time ago, when I was, really into dating, and that was, I really enjoyed getting flowers at my job. I enjoyed, nice little, gifts. I like, spontaneous, send a limousine to come and pick me up for lunch, or send me to the spa. I enjoy things like that. Or simply a phone call that said, hey, sweetie, I'm thinking about you. Or a nice text, a nice little note on my windshield. Those simple things. Be creative. You don't have to have a lot of money to be creative, but be creative. And that is, like I said, a part of being ready to date, okay? And so that fear thing, you got to deal with that. And rejection thing, listen, in any relationship, you're going to have to deal with rejection, okay? You're going to have to deal with it. Everybody's not going to like you, and you're not going to like everybody. So make sure that you take it easy with the person. If they're not your kind of person, you're not just into them, and be honest with them. Don't worry about, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Don't worry about that. It's not about hurting their feelings. What hurts their feelings is to string people along, and good and dang on well, you have no intentions of being with that kind of person or that person at all. Not that kind of person only, but that person at all. So I want to make sure that you're honest. And if you're gonna date like a grown up, a grown woman and a grown man, I know me dating, I would rather you be honest with me and say, listen, I really am not into this is not quite the fit that I thought I had, but I really enjoy your company. So maybe, I can connect you with somebody. We all can go out. That's simple. And that's not prolonging the inevitable, because we, especially women, we engage our heart. Not saying that men don't, but we engage our heart pretty quickly. And so we want to make sure that we don't engage our heart with the hopes that something's going to happen, and it's not going to happen. Thank y'all for the love. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So listen, here's the next thing I want to talk about. Dating many versus any. How many people are too many people to date? It's never too many people to date as long as you can keep them straight and you don't start, sleeping with them. Because again, dating is just you going out, introducing yourself, getting to know people. It is not a commitment. It is just getting to know somebody. And so when you find that person, back in the day when I was, out there, it was called courting. I know they don't call that that but you want to get out, y'all understand what I'm trying to say? You want to get out. I'm not saying, you dating 4 and 5 times a day. But you know what? If you want to have somebody you go out to lunch with, and I always tell ladies, make sure, and gentlemen too, because it's cheaper. Y'all may not have thought about this way. But if you have some time, take somebody out on a lunch date, not necessarily a dinner date. Because dinner dates, that's a little bit more serious, and people, respond a little different to dinner dates. And sometimes you might think you deserve something extra because, you ordered some Pinot Noir or you ordered some Dom and got us a good porterhouse steak and a lobster, and you think you're supposed to get some tail. Wrong. Or vice versa, ladies, because y'all do it too. So just to make sure, slow your roll, go out, have a good time. And if you're not sure, go in safe places. Don't first dates, ladies, don't go over no man's house. He thinking with all of his parts, all of them. And if you looking good and smelling good, you think he gonna want, and you gonna be the first one to say he ain't saved. This ain't about saved. That's him being a man. If you beautiful and you're attractive and you turn him on, you don't need to be in his house. Honey, run. You stay at the coffee house. You go to Starbucks. You meet at Panera's. You go to the Capitol Grill. You go to the country club. Listen, just get out and about. You don't need to be at their house. Because you're going to end up giving him some tail or getting some tail too. Men, that go for you too. All right? So let's be honest. We're being honest. I give you a lobster, you give me that. Don't ask for no kind of sexual favors. You want to lose somebody quick that you think might be the one? Think you're going to take a test drive. You will mess up really, really quick. Don't do that, guys. And I keep telling you, when you are patience, again, it is a virtue. But patience will teach you and reveal all things. So just be patient. And I understand, can we just be honest real quick? I understand being a Christian, it is difficult because sometimes you want to have that connection. No. If they ain't give you no ring, I ain't got my ring on. If they ain't give you no ring, no thing. No. You tell yourself no. You don't want to do that. And think about it. If those of you who have dated for a while, I know me in my past, I am so grateful that I was not that chick that was doing that kind of stuff around with anybody and everybody because I thought he was cute. No. Because some of the people, and y'all know, y'all go to your class reunions and you see them booger bears, you be like, oh my God, I did what with them? Oh, or I'm so glad I didn't do that. You're giving a piece of your soul away when you do that. This is more than just a feeling. You're giving a piece of yourself away, and everybody may not agree with that, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with me. But I'm just trying to give you some sound wisdom, because if you go around giving away all of your goods, when you find Mr. Right, Miss or Miss Right, you're not going to want to. Or you might have something that you didn't know you had. And now when you got the right person, you got to explain that to them and put them either at risk if you don't want to tell them, or you got to run the risk of being rejected because you have to tell them. So make sure that you live it clean, that you date clean, all right? Make sure that if you're going to be dating, date your age. I'm so tired of seeing, and brothers, I'm going to talk to you, and I understand you like the ideal of the thrill. And it's popular now to have women who are the cougars. I get it. But listen, if he 30 years old and you 40-something years old, he gonna act like a 30-some-year-old. Don't get mad. He not 50. If you want somebody that's mature, and of course there's an exception to every rule. There are mature men out there and mature women that are the exception. But more often than not, they are right there in their age bracket. So you want to make sure that you're dating in your right age bracket. If you want to have children, don't come talk to me and you know I'm almost 50. Yes, I'm almost 50. Don't come trying to talk to a chick like me, a woman like me. Don't do it. Because I'm not having no kids for you. I'm a grandma. Don't come talking to me about no babies. So that means you need to find you somebody that can produce you an heir. Ladies, you in your 30s, you in your 40s, you haven't quite had your children yet. You know, and he's in his 50s or 60s, and his children are grown. Don't get mad because he don't want to have another baby. Go get a puppy. There's more to life than having children. But if you are at that stage where you want to find somebody who can give you what it is that you're looking for realistically, to no detriment of their own lives, okay? All right, so I think we got that right there. Number 6, let's be honest about your requirements. What do you require? You got to know what you require, not what you want. I'm talking about that short list, not the long one. I need him to be 6'9", and I need him to be 320 pounds, linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. No. Or I need her to be 36, 24, 36. And you know what? I don't know if you all ever seen 36, 24, 36, but that chick is a -0, which means she can wear a size 14 kids. She ain't got nothing going on. I hope that ain't nobody. I hope I ain't offended nobody. I really am not trying to. But you men, you all are asking for some ridiculous stuff. Know what you require. You don't require that, because if she looked like that and she still had a nasty attitude, you would throw her back into the ocean. So know what's real, what's really required. Do not live in fantasy land. And ladies, don't think you can change him. If you meet him right now, if he never changes, if he's not good enough for you right now, keep it moving. Men the same way, because they may not change. These ladies may not change. You're going to have some women who are not willing to change. They might be sticks in the mud. I know quite a few of them. They're not. He got to change for me. Get off of that dumb stuff. You got to know what you require and be honest about what you require. So do you want children? I know me. I'm going to do a background check. You want to date me? You want to date a girl like me? I'm going to do a background check. I'm going to do a credit check, yes. Because if you're not going to be faithful of your finances, I'm not going to let you have access to mine and mess it up. And I'm not going to let you lower my score. I work too hard on that. And if you're not financially responsible, specifically at a certain age, at the age of 40 or over, if you're not financially responsible, I'm not talking about you had to file bankruptcy and you had a divorce and things happened and you lost your business. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you just careless about your money. I'm not dating you. Most women, most grown women are not going to date you. Most grown men are not going to date you, ladies. Get your coin, get your money together, because a good man don't mind giving to you, but he don't want a woman that's going to go blow all his hard-earned money. He don't want that. All right. You got to be honest about, your career. Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife? Do you want to stay in your career? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? You need to talk about that, because some people don't want to be on that roller coaster journey with somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur. If you're in the arts, is that man or that woman okay with you doing that? If you happen to be a singer or a musician, that's a hard life. If you have to go on tour, you got to have a mature type of chick or a mature type of woman, a mature type of man that can handle that kind of lifestyle, because that ain't for everybody. If you want to, go out with a baller, you want to go out with an athlete, you want to go out with somebody that's high profile, you got to talk about that kind of stuff. Are you really ready for that kind of stuff? You got to be honest about the vision. The vision. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Don't date a person that does not have a vision. I got to stop saying ain't. Don't be bothered with people don't have a vision, because if you got a vision and they have a vision, they're going to get on the bandwagon of your vision. And if your vision fails, they won't have one of their own, and you won't have a plan B. And so you want to make sure you have a man that has a vision. There's nothing that's more wonderful than a confident man that knows what he's doing and is about his business. I mean, think about it. Vision simply means that you know where you're going and you have an executable plan on how to get there, and you are living out that plan, not just talk about it. I talk to so many people who are up and they're like, I got a plan. I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay, so tell me how you started. How's that going? I know you told me that 6 months ago. How's that going? Oh, I never started it. What? You start an idea and don't finish nothing. That's something else. You need to talk about that. You need to talk about consistency. Be honest about that. If that's a requirement, you need a person that's going to be consistent, a person that's going to be honest, a person that's going to keep their word. If it's important to you to have somebody who is not clingy, then that's something you need to be honest about, and don't go and fall for the guy that's clingy. That's going to be something that gets on your nerves. You don't want a touchy-feely kind of woman? Don't go talk to her, because you can tell, she's constantly touching her own self or constantly touching with her hands and stuff like that. Don't entertain her. You got to be honest so you're not wasting time, because many people that are dating, they're wasting time, and you see all these red flags, these signals, these signs, these warnings, and you wanting to say, well, maybe they'll change. No. That's just a part of who they are. And it's not fair for you to expect them to change if that's genuinely and genetically who they are. And so you want to talk about it. They may not want to be in a taxing relationship, a committed relationship. You want to talk about that. They may change over time, but if they don't, you don't expect to get serious with that kind of person. But know what you require. If you want to talk about, I want to be married, then you need to find somebody who also wants to be married. That's what their view is. I cannot tell you how many men come to me and say, listen, do you know somebody? Because I'm ready to settle down. I want to find a wife. I know so many handsome, eligible, mature, Christian men who are looking for wives. And they are good husband material. But they're meeting these women who are out here acting like thoughts. Or these women who are out here who wants to act like they're their son and wants to mother them. A real man is not going to put up with that. So know what you're requiring. If you see it, walk away. Just walk away. So know the vision. Know if they want to have kids. Know how they are with their siblings and their family members. Now, I understand everybody's family members ain't quite all right. They might be a little tick, tick, boom. So you might have to, that doesn't mean that person is like that. Because I know some people who come from real tick, tick, boomish type of families, but they're real cool people. But you want to look at that and you want to say, hey, it's important that I'm close to my in-laws. It's important that I'm close to his siblings or to her siblings. You need to check that out. Check out how they interact with people. I know me. I'm going to talk to your ex-wife. You've been married. I'm going to talk to your sister. I'm going to talk to your mother. I'm going to talk to your pastor if you got one. I'm going to talk to everybody. Now, I'm not going to sit up and make appointments, but I'm going to make sure that I'm available to have a conversation so I can ask questions without you interfering, because I really want to know what they think about you. Are you a liar? Are you a manipulator? Are you a user? Are you a cultivator of all things wonderful to a woman? Are you kind? Are you open your heart? Oh, this is one of my songs. It's by Floetry. It's called Say Yes. Open up your heart and say yes. I'm about to let you know you make me so, so, so. You want to have somebody that's going to make you so, so, so. You want them to be into you but you can't be into somebody that's just not that into you because you don't have these things in common. All right, so that was number 6. It's number 7. Can we talk about this? Your dating style. You need to be able to identify your dating style. You might say, I just like to go out and kick it. No, there are dating styles out there. So come on, let's write this stuff down, all right? So you have one of the dating styles is a casual dating style. If you're that casual hookup kind of person, you trying to go get your swerve on, you just trying to go out and get a cocktail, you trying to go out and just to have somebody have dinner with or to go to a social event, you're a casual dater. You're not really trying to be serious. Or you might be the other extreme of a casual dater, and that's the kind of dater that's really just trying to get their feet wet, trying to learn exactly what they want. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you used to date 10, 15 years ago, you are not the same person that you are now. So your requirements are probably really different. So that long list you had of how you wanted her to be, or that long list that you had how you wanted him to be, you might want to look at that and say, you know what, that stuff is not really important to me. I don't care if he's 6 foot tall, and if he's 5'9", that's okay as long as he's sweet. I don't care if she wear a weave or not, because, I know people, I don't like women that wear a weave. Oh, please, women that got long hair wear a weave. It don't make no difference. But I know some men that they've said, if you can help me find somebody, don't wear a weave. I don't know too many of them. We all doing something. We call it protective styles. So, but I know some people who are adamant about that. And so you just want to, like I said, you want to be, you want to know your dating style and know, I don't know how I got to talk about hair, but you want to know your dating style if you're a casual dater. You want to know exactly what you want, which is what we talked about right before we got to this dating style. Number 2, dating style, a serial dater. That's a person who goes out and goes out and goes out and has no intentions of ever getting serious about anybody. They just don't want to be by themselves, and so, they like going out. If that's not what you like to do, then you don't want to get involved with that kind of person. And it's okay to ask somebody, hey, what do you think your style is? What's your dating style? They may not be familiar with that particular type of vernacular, but ask them. Are you a serial dater? Do you date a lot? What do you think is too many people to date? What is dating to you? So that you can be clear, because you might think dating is, oh, I'm about to get exclusive. No, exclusive is exclusive. Dating is just getting to know you, going out and having a good time. Okay. And so are you talking about a serial dater? And if you're going to date, are you open to maybe different cultures of dating? And so you got to know what that culture is, their norm. And so they may be the kind of person that only likes to date one person at a time. And that's fine for some people. It's hard to meet people outside of work, so I have always dated coworkers. Alexandria, you don't want to do that, honey. You don't want to do nothing that could potentially mess up your money. There's too many men out here for you to have to worry about only being relegated to who your boss picks as a good employee, because every good employee is not a good mate. I don't want no, honey. And you are beautiful, and you're so smart, and you're a very, very hard worker, and I understand that. But you got to get out a little bit more. I'm sure you got some girlfriends. And listen, y'all ladies, y'all ain't got no good girlfriends. Y'all need to get on your knees tonight and ask the Lord to give y'all some good girlfriends. Some guys, y'all need to ask God to give you some friends that ain't trying to holler at your woman or trying to holler at your potential woman. Somebody who's going to look out for you, that's going to scout out for you, that's going to put you in different places to meet the right people. I'm trying to tell you, do not date people in your workplace. It will backfire, because if y'all get to sleeping together, trust me, everybody gonna know it, and it's gonna cause some hardship if y'all break up, and things are gonna be awkward. Don't ever let your work environment be an awkward environment for you to make your coin. I'm just saying. I used to do hair, so I used to see it all the time, and it never worked out well. All right, and so let's see. Oh, the fourth kind. So we've got casual. That's the hookup or multiple dating. We've got the serial dater. And the third one is the committed dater. That's the kind of person who really wants to just find out, I want to spend, I'll give you four months of my time. And I understand when you're trying to find the right mate, it's okay. If you're out dating, but you have somebody that you see more than others, and you're really trying to get to know them a little bit better, maybe than the other ones, because of time restraints or something like that. Make sure that if you want to have you're a committed type of person, make sure that you're around somebody who also wants to be equally as committed. Because sometimes guys think that they're ready to get committed and they're not. And then you have some guys, honey, they've already picked out a ring. I know several single men who don't have women, and they've already picked out the engagement ring because they know the level of show that they want to give to that perfect woman. I know me years ago, before I got married, 150 years ago, I already had a wedding dress in my closet. Because I knew my style. The dress wasn't for him. The dress was for me. So I knew what I wanted. So there are people out here who are ready and committed, ready to be in a committed relationship. So if that's not that's not what you're looking for, that's not where you are right now. And again, you got to be honest. If you say, you know what, I want to be in a committed relationship, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 6 months, then make sure you get around people. Hey, waitress, make sure you get around people who are at that stage, because the last thing you want to do is be pushed into something that you know that you really are not ready for. And be honest. Don't settle, and don't try to push yourself into something that you're not ready to do. So again, we've got our dating styles. We got the casual hookup dater, and the multiple dating. We've got our serial dater. That's the person who's just out, just doing whatever, have no plans on ever getting serious with anybody. They just out there doing whatever they want to do, and 9 times out of 10, they just trying to, have some amusement. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 3, you have that committed person who's marriage-minded, and they really are ready and looking for Mr. Right or Miss Right. And so just know who those people are when you're talking to them. Find out what their style is, and that'll tell you exactly where they are in their station of life. And then you have the last one, the fourth one. You've got the celibate dater. And that's the person who's very, very honest, and they're going to tell you, no, I don't mind going out. I don't mind spending time with you, but I want you to understand that I'm saving myself for marriage. Even if you are not a virgin, even if you've been previously in a relationship, even if you have been sexually active in the past, please understand there are people out here who are saying, you know what, I really want to live the kind of lifestyle that says that I am going to be celibate until I find the right person. I want to be celibate until I'm committed, and I have said yes. And so with that kind of person, be open and honest, because a lot of women are afraid, and they said, when do you tell somebody you're celibate? I've even had gentlemen say, you know what, I am celibate. I'm waiting for the right woman, but I'm not out there like that. It's too many things that I can catch. I just don't want to give myself out there like that, or I've had enough and I just want to save myself in that part of my life to the right person. Well, listen, let me help you understand something. Those people are out there, but you got to be honest with them, because a lot of people don't assume simply because somebody go to church that they don't want to have, that they don't, that they're celibate. Because everybody that go to church is not celibate. Some people are not celibate. And so you want to be very, very honest with them about where you are. And you want to be very, very honest with them about, what their expectations should be. So, here's the thing. If you're going to be living celibate, don't be leading them on. Keep your hands to your side. Ladies, my mama used to say this, put a quarter in between your legs. If that quarter fall down, your legs are too far apart. That's if you're trying to be celibate. Do not think that you are going to poke a bear and he ain't going to wake up. And ladies, men, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Don't be walking around us with muscle shirts on and you know, and smelling all good and looking all good, talking about I'm going to be celibate, and you always trying to kiss us on our ear and trying to whisper. No, y'all stop all that foolishness. That's if you're trying to be celibate, and I hope that you are. But I'm going to be honest. That's right. Be prepared to start shopping. I say that all the time. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. You need to come here. Waitress, they got him here. Oh, I need to tell you this. You all need to find out if the person is straight or not. Because some people are open to open relationships. Some people are open to bisexual relationships. I'm not judging. I got my own choices, my own preferences. This video is for all kinds of people. I'm just going to keep it honest with you. You need to find out if that person you're interested in nowadays was born a male. Because there's a lot of people in the trans community who their gender identity is not always what they were born with. And so you need to ask questions. And that's real. I mean, I've got sons. And I'm like, listen, I need you to find out what their picture looked like when they was 4. I need you to find out what their picture looked like when they was 16. I need you to find the picture when they was in college pledging. I need to find out if they was in the AKAs and now all of a sudden they're a Q. Listen, we need to talk for real, for real, for real, for real up in here. Because the bottom line is, when you are looking for somebody, the right person, Mr. Right and Mrs. Right, means that you're looking for a lifetime partner. You ain't got no time trying to be figuring out if they got bats and balls or, you know, you don't got time for that. So ask questions. And if that's what you're into, then that's fine. If you're into trans women, then okay. You're into trans men, that's your thing. I'm not saying it's okay for me. I'm not here to judge you. But what I am here to say is you need to be honest about your preferences. And if it don't bother you to date somebody who used to be, you know, who were never straight, or who like boys and girls, if that don't bother you, then fine. But you got to be honest, because I'm here in Atlanta and I'm trying to tell you, you don't know what you're going to get. You people might say they all men, they may not be man at all. They may identify as such, but that's not how God made them, or that's not how they were raised. And so I just want to help you to understand it's important that you're honest about your sexuality choices. I'm not talking about the sex you want to have or don't have only. I'm talking about the kind of person that you're attracting. Hey, China. Hi, beautiful. You're the one that's beautiful, honey. Just when I grow up, I'm going to be like you. I promise you, I am. I'm going to be just like you. And so just be honest when you talk about those dating styles, okay? Just ask the right questions. Don't sit up there thinking, you know, the Lord gonna reveal to me. You ain't gotta ask the Lord if was he born a boy. Ask him. Don't ask to see his driver's license, ask to see his birth certificate. All right? And then here's the other thing. I need to go back to this. Whatever person tells you that you don't know them well, they tell you about that person's character, believe them. Don't think they're gonna turn into somebody else. And if they acting all sweet and sweet, like syrupy sweet, like, you know, sweet tea, McDonald's tea, but their family members and their friends like, no, they used to beat their last wife. Or no, you know, she was out hoeing all the time and she ain't changed, and they honest, they still got proof. Listen to them, because you can't change nobody. Okay, you cannot change nobody. And stop thinking you can change people. You cannot change people. Allow people to be who they are. And if you cannot accept them for who they are, go to somebody else that you can, because otherwise you're going to be wasting your time. And I get so upset when I see beautiful women and handsome men wasting their time with people who are not even possibilities, because they praying that something changes or they can change them. They are the way they are, just like you are the way you are. But there is somebody out there. But if you're being fictitious, if you're being fake about who you are and where you are, you're not going to find the right person, because they're going to fall in love with somebody that don't even exist, or you're going to fall in love with somebody that don't exist. And I don't want that to happen to you. All right. And then our last thing we're going to talk about is I walk myself right into it. Character qualities. All right. You're speaking the truth. Preach, Bishop. Well, thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you what I wish I could have just like a singles thing, and we have the equal amount of eligible marriage-minded men and marriage-minded women get together in one room, and I kind of facilitate and try to hook people up. I think that would be fun, because I really am good at it. I promise you I'm good. And I'm not going to connect you with no boogaboo either. I'm just saying. They're not going to be no boogaboo. All right, because they're gonna have to meet the list, and I'm not playing. All right, so here the last thing was the character qualities that are compatible. Make sure that if you're a person, thank you, Angela. You know, we think together. If you are a person that is sentimental about the holiday, and you got a person that don't even care about their own birthday, I'm not saying that's a character thing, but chances are I throw it in the character category because that may not change. Things that are not important, you don't know why those things are not important to them. And because you don't know why those things are important to them, don't expect them to change just because you want them to. All right? And so I'm going to encourage you to look at those things. Character things like, are they insecure? Insecure. Gail, you said I should have a mixer? China, I need to have you come facilitate. Because you get the crowd going. Because you ain't scared to talk to nobody. You want to make sure you're not dealing with an insecure person if you're a very secure person. I know, like I said earlier, if you're dealing with an alpha woman like me, I can't have no man that's afraid. You know, a friend of mine, an old friend of mine is a male. He says, you know, he's married. He said, you need to understand something, Bishop. I don't run around my house. I run my house. See, you can't be insecure talking about I'm the man of the house. No, you can't be insecure. You know, if you've got a beautiful woman, you knew she was beautiful when you met her. Don't act like all of a sudden you want to keep her in the house so can't nobody see her beauty but you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. China, you in for real? Okay. We all need to talk about this. Okay, anybody who's interested in doing a singles mixer for marriage-minded people only, make sure you inbox me. And we're going to try to get something together before the holiday, the Christmas holiday. All right? I'll take care of it. If y'all going to support it, I'll come. I'll put it together. And y'all come make it something that's fun. All right? So, listen, let's go back to this. So, your character qualities. You want to make sure that they're not somebody that has a hard hand. And what I mean by hard hand, always got their hands on you. You know, just kind of rough. You know, I tell anybody, honey, I'm a delicate flower. Don't handle me rough. Yes, I'm an alpha female, but I like to be a beta female sometimes. Be soft with me. Don't be all rough with me. Don't, you know, I hate to say, and I taught my sons, when you meet a girl, when you put your arm around her, put your arm around her gently like this. Don't be all like this on her and your arm is right. No. Like you about to yoke her up. No. No. You know, men that don't have manners, ladies that don't have manners. I can't say that's character things because those things are learned, but after a certain while, it becomes a part of who they are. Honey, you got to make sure of that. And you come to that event, the Christian Millionaire Matchmaker. You know what? And Val, a lot of the men that I know, can I tell you that are single that have been asking me, Bishop, please, can you help me find somebody? They are rich. And I mean, lots of zeros behind their name. Very vested, diversified funds, invested men. And they are looking for women that they can spoil and love on. But like I said, the women they've been meeting, they act like they either don't need a man or don't know how to treat one when they get one. They want to treat them like they're their sons, or they don't know how to digress and just be kept and be provided for and protected. They always want to compete with the man. And so unfortunately, those are the kind of men that I know, and they are looking for. And you know what? I need to invite those men to maybe talk on a panel when we have the mixer. That might be a little bit fun. They get up and kind of tell them what they're looking for and that kind of. You know what, Anjali? I know you listening, girl. That tick, 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 tick is thinking. I'm thinking. I'm trying to put it together in my head. All right, let's go back to our list. All right, you don't want somebody that is selfish, that's a taker. All they want to do is have you wait on them. And one thing about women, we are nurturers by nature. Most of us, we enjoy giving to our men. We enjoy, if we like to cook, we enjoy cooking every now and then, even if it's just bacon and eggs. And if we don't know how to cook, we like to go out and order for you and, you know, put the flour on our face, a little water, and make it look like we've been scrubbing in that kitchen all day, you know. Or if you like me, I like to cook. I know how to cook. I can throw down, honey. But I like a good catered meal every now and then. So I might hire a private chef or something like that for an event. So I'm going to tell you this. You want to have somebody who not only appreciates that, but knows how to give those things back. So make sure that when you're looking at the character of a person, you can tell if they're a giver. I see, you know, if you're not willing, if you're a libationist, that's one who likes to go out to get a cocktail, a glass of wine or something like that, or whatever your libation of choice is. It might be Pepsi Cola or whatever it is, and that man don't want to pick up that I'm still old-fashioned, ladies. It's fine. It might be fine for you, but I'm still old-fashioned. And sometimes, ladies, he doesn't need to be the only one that's paying for the bill. Take him out to lunch. Take him out to dinner. Do something nice and kind for him that's not wife things. And that's another thing. Women, stop giving wife privileges to men that are not your husbands. Stop. Because you end up getting your feelings hurt. Because you will attract takers. You will attract people who take advantage of you because they see that you're so eager and willing to give and you don't require much to give it. That should be earned. Trust is something that's earned. Can I tell you something, ladies? When we were in men too, when we were younger, we used to, you want to be my friend on the playground? Check the box, yes or no. Let me help you understand something. When you're grown and you're dating grown, it's not about no check, no box. No, you got to know what you're in for. You got to be honest about what you want. And you got to be honest about what you're going to deal with. And some of the people out here, you see these character flaws and you want to think you're going to, like I said, you're going to change them. I'm going to just be real sweet to them. They're going to stop being abusive. But he only put his hands on me once. So he only raised, you got one time to raise your voice at me. One time. Bye. Bye. You got one time to raise your voice at me. One time. Now, I understand you have an intense conversation. I'm not talking about that. You got one time to call me out of my name. One time. That's your first and last and only time. Please understand that. I am not playing with anybody. Even my girlfriends, you got one time. You cuss me out. Try it. If you know somebody, they get rough at the mouth, you can't handle that? Then you need to be honest. No, I'm not going to get with no brother that's going to cuss me out and call me a B and an H. No. Oh, this is my B. No. No. Absolutely not. Or some chick that's, oh, that's my N-I-G-G-A. I'm not going to say I hate that word. Nah, that's my dude. No. A real man, when I think of men, I think somebody distinguished. Somebody knows how to wear a suit. And somebody who knows how to even throw on a wife beater and some jeans or whatever. Somebody that they know how to be grown up. They don't need to be talking to you like you trash. They don't understand your value or your worth. You don't want to have somebody that's not supportive. If you're an active go-getter, if you're, especially, I know a lot of women who are into multi-level marketing, a lot of men who are into multi-level marketing, a lot of men and women who are entrepreneurs, a lot of men and women who are career-driven people. They can't get around somebody who's not supportive. If I can't get your support, what I need you around for? Complaining, talking about how come you ain't making no time? And let me give you a newsflash, ladies. Y'all want these six-figure earning men? They ain't home all the time. How they gonna be home up under you and making money all the time? Some gotta give. So you gotta be really, really realistic about what it is that you want. You say you want a man, but you want a man that's gonna be up under you, but you want him to have a six-figure income. Chances are he's new money, not old money. And if he's new money, he's out there working to get that money and working even harder to keep it. And if he's an African-American man, applaud him, be there, support him. That don't mean that you turn the other eye because, you got to learn how to protect the roost now. If you get your little nest and you building your nest together, don't you let no other crow come up in there and mess up your nest. But build together. Be there to support him. Be his rah-rah team. Men the same way. We need that. When you have women like me, you got to have somebody that's going to push you. You wrote that book, baby. I'm proud of you. Let me help you get your stuff in Barnes & Nobles. Or let me help you, set up a pop-up store. Or let me go to the market with you. Or if I can't do none of that, let me help you fund it. Let me call some of my friends. Maybe I can connect you with certain people. We need your support. These are character things. If you go around somebody who ain't going to support you, don't think they gonna change. They ain't gonna change. You can't change them and they not gonna change. You want them after they show the fruit. Even when somebody repents, there's a fruit of repentance. There's a process. And so again, now if you're in your 20s, that may not work for you. I don't know. Maybe you got a little bit more time to spend or to waste. But when you're a woman of a particular age or a man of a particular age and you're looking for Mr. Right and you've been in this rat race for a while, you ain't got no time to be playing no games with nobody. So don't make excuses for people and their behaviors. Don't make excuses for how people are and what they're doing. You just make sure you're honest about what they're doing and honest about what you're doing, what you want. And I'm running long, so I'm about to get off of this thing in just a second. And here's the other thing. Make sure that if you are with a visionary person, a person who's always, creating and things like that, who always have a great idea, make sure that your vision and his vision don't clash. Make sure that her vision and make sure that the male and the female version, the visions, they don't clash, because it will end up being a competition in a relationship and it will cause a relationship to unravel. Healthy competition is one thing, but you got to be going in the same direction. If you know somebody wants to open up a veterinarian service or something like that, and the other person can't stand pets, that's not going to be that's not going to work. If you know somebody, is into being in the public eye, and your vision is to be behind the scenes, and you don't want to have somebody that's in the public eye, you got to be honest. I have friends who are very, very out there like I am, and they know I don't want another woman. I don't want a woman that wants to be the star, that wants to be the center of attention. I want to be the center of attention, and they're just being honest. And check this out. You got to respect them for it, because they're being honest. And so I just want to encourage all of you all. Like I said, I'm trying to help you find Mr. Right and Mrs. Right. The last thing is how to keep them. This is how you keep them. You be honest about who you are all the time. Be honest about your requirements. And if your requirements change, if what you need changes, be honest with that person and let them know how they can meet those needs, those requirements. And don't expect something out of a person that you know that they cannot honestly give and be comfortable giving. How do I keep my man? How do I keep my woman? Just be honest, be authentic, and realize don't morph into somebody that they did not pursue. Don't morph into somebody they did not fall in love with. Don't morph into somebody they did not ask on a date. Be the person that they ask out, but be a better version of you, but not to the detriment of losing you, because you will lose that potential person that you have worked so diligently to find. And be willing to build with that person. That's how you keep a person. Being honest, having the same mindset, having similar goals, if not the same goals, having the same outlook on life, having the same value system, respect, honor, support, being courageous together, being able to weather storms, being mature together, being authentic together. That's how you keep that person. And the last thing I want to tell you about keeping the person, learn how to die together. You cannot be in a relationship and think you're going to live solo. You got to be willing to die to some of your things and submit one to the other. That's how you keep it together. Always communicate. Always, always, always. Those of you who have been married, I'm sure you will understand and appreciate this. If you've been married for any time, even if it didn't work, had you been able to communicate a little bit more openly and honestly about some of the challenges that you were going through, you probably would still be married to that person if it was a situation that could be changed. Usually communication is our biggest issue. Men are not big on communication, and women usually communicate too much. Find that happy medium. Find what makes him listen. Help him find his secret place. Be his secret place. Be his safe place. Men, be our safety net. Be our protectors and our providers. Be the one that will wash us with the word of the Lord and that will pray for us. That will be our strength. We really do want our prince. We want our knight in shining armor. That's not fantasy. You can be that. Ladies, you can not only be the princess, it's time for you to be the queen. And so with that, I hope that I was able to help you. Again, we're going to go through them. Make sure that you're ready for love by being able to give and receive. Number 2, make sure that you're ready to move forward past your previous divorce or long-term relationship. Make sure that you're ready. Be prepared for grown love. If you're a grown person now, you don't love the way you used to when you was 15 and 16, 20 and 30. You've grown, you've evolved. So understand what that looks like. Know exactly what it is that you want and what you need. Be assured about that. Be relevant in your dating. Don't date like you was in the 1980s and the 1990s. People change. The way to do it has changed. Open your minds up and your ways up to different ways of meeting people, Go to online dating, friend-to-friend introductions, social events, networking events, sporting events, philanthropic, political events. Get involved. Get your hands in the pot. Go out. Get out the house. Chance meetings. Don't disdain chance meetings. God interventions where you run into people and you connect that way. Don't have everything so fixed in a box that if it doesn't come this way that you're going to reject it, because you might be rejecting the person that you've been waiting for. Keep a positive attitude when you're meeting people. Even if the other person's attitude is not that positive, you keep that positive attitude and stop putting dating off. Get out there. Get your feet wet. Figure out what type of dater you are. All right. Be honest about that. Figure out if you're a casual dater, a serial dater, a committed dater, a celibate dater. If you are a marriage-minded dater, knowing all those things. Grow up, grow up, grow up in love. And grown up love will find you. Remember this, that you attract where you are. So if you find that you're attracting the wrong person, look at yourself in the mirror and say, what about me is attracting that thing? And make the adjustments that you need to do. Okay. Don't get into your requirements being this long and you realize that all you really want is somebody that's going to be honest, somebody that's going to understand, be supportive, somebody that has the same values as you. He doesn't have to be, a football player that's, has no receding hairline and has all of his teeth and all those things. Now, those things I'm just saying are not important. But if it's something that can be cosmetically fixed, go on and get that stuff fixed. That does not change the heart of the person. That's who you really fall in love with, the heart and the mind of that person. All right? And make sure that those character qualities are compatible. Don't make excuses for what a person is not. If they are not what you need, pass that person on to somebody else. You will be wasting your time, and I don't want to see another person waste their time. I want to see you find love. I want to see you happy. I want to see two whole and complete people become one. Because really, that's why you're watching this. This is what you want. So I hope I've been able to help you. I want you to do me a favor. Please share this with somebody. Please, if you're interested in participating in the Real Grown Love Mixer, by the end of this year, we're going to have it here in Atlanta. So that way you can make some plans. If you're really interested in being a part of that and you are ready to have a mature, loving, long-term relationship only, no serial daters here. If that's what you really want to be a part of, make sure you inbox me and let me know, okay? Because I'll put it together and then I'll make sure that I tag you with the invite, all right? And thanks a lot. I'm glad you were watching. The person just sent me that text, all right? And then the last thing I want to tell you is this. Make sure you join me next Tuesday for Tuesdays with Tyear, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and make sure you tell somebody. All right? Well, thank you so much for watching me. It has been a pleasure, and I love you with the love of the Lord. Go find that love. He or she really is waiting for you. All right? I'll talk to you later. Bye.